Now with your Storm Team weather, here's Chief Meteorologist Josh Johns.
Welcome back, everyone. Josh, should we be concerned weather-wise for tomorrow?
Yeah, things are setting up for the potential for a pretty significant situation coming in tomorrow. We got a winter storm that's on the way. It's already brought snow to portions of the desert southwest over towards Arizona and New Mexico, and it arrives as we go into tomorrow in the overnight hours. If there's anything I want you to take away from my weathercast today, this is it. Pretty much a Cliff Notes version of what you need to know as you're leaving anywhere this evening. Freezing rain will be possible tonight after midnight. The total accumulation from this stuff, and it could last all the way through the first part of the morning tomorrow and even through most of the morning. Total accumulation we're talking about here in the Concho Valley is about 5/100ths of an inch to 1/1500ths of an inch. Only 1/10 of an inch is all you need to cause a lot of issues on the roadways. So you want to be taking those precautions as you go into tomorrow. Best timing for this will be tomorrow morning. So that's a quick 411 on what's going on here in the Concho Valley. If there's anything I want you to take away from the weathercast, it's that. Take a look at the time lapse as we went through the day today, though, because the clouds really help to just keep things cool. We only got into the low 30s today, climbing up to a high of around 31, at least a daytime high. Of course, we were in the upper 40s, or upper 30s, rather, as we started off your morning around 12 o'clock last night, and then we've been sticking around 31 and even dropping through the day, now sitting at 29 degrees in San Angelo. So that winter storm's coming in. Freezing rain will be likely tomorrow. The potential for roads to be slick. On the backside of the system, the potential for some snow. The good news is we've got a warm weekend on the way once we get through all this cold air. 29 degrees right now in San Angelo. It's 18 currently in Amarillo and 26 in Tulsa. The cold front kind of stalled out there along the Balcones escarpment along the I-35 corridor as well. Otherwise, we're just sitting with those temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s out here in the Concho Valley, just barely above freezing in the junction. Everyone's going below freezing by the time we get towards around midnight, which means any sort of rain that falls will be of the freezing rain or sleet variety as we go into the night tonight. Dew points in the mid-20s, so it's a humid air mass out there, eventually turning over to some rain. Winds right now out of the north at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it feels like the 20s outside. You can see all the moisture running in over the state right now. It's due to our system sitting out here towards Arizona and New Mexico, already bringing snow towards Albuquerque. That's going to interact with all the cold air that's behind the cold front that's here, and that's going to lead to the potential for that ice tomorrow. Winter weather advisory going all the way from San Angelo up into the western portions of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and it includes every county in the Concho Valley except Crockett, but I want you to go ahead and play like you're under this winter weather advisory as well, because you're also going to see the potential for some freezing rain and sleet tomorrow. Here it is, 3:30 a.m. on Futurecast, starting to see that freezing rain and sleet coming up from the south. It's going to move into our area by the time we get towards around rush hour tomorrow. Now, I know there's no school, but some of you still have to work. If you are working, I recommend taking surface streets. Try to avoid bridges and overpasses because those are going to be the first to become hazardous tomorrow. Temperatures there in the low 30s, and as we go through the morning, that kind of hangs around until around noontime. That's when we may briefly shoot up above freezing, so we may get a little bit of a break from the freezing variety. Roads are still going to remain slick. It's still going to be cold out there, and as we go into tomorrow night, the backside of that system starting to come in as we start off your Thursday. That means that we may see some snow and sleet out of the second round, more likely, because the atmosphere is going to be a little bit colder, maybe even some snow there by the time we get towards around noon on Thursday. Eventually, all of this working out by Thursday afternoon, and I think as that dry air filters in, we finally get up to the 40s. Now, I want to show you the worst case scenario here. This is the model that's showing the heaviest amounts of ice. It's not likely, but it is possible. That's why I want to show you this. Potentially, maybe some areas locally getting above 1/4 of an inch of ice. I think what's more likely is going to be what one of these other models is showing. We got 4 models we look at. The big thing that I want you to take away from this, all of them starting to agree that we'll see some sort of ice accumulation from a glazing to maybe 1/10 of an inch. That's why we're worried about the potential for some of those roads to become hazardous. Of course, we'll keep you posted online, on air, and on social media. We'll have Facebook Live tomorrow morning. We'll be up covering it for you. 28 degrees tonight, freezing rain possible after midnight, about a 40% chance of showers. I got a 70% chance of showers tomorrow, and we're only climbing to a high of 34. Freezing rain and sleet likely, and wind chills are going to be in the 20s, so you want to dress warm tomorrow. It's going to be a cold and raw day. 40s Thursday, 60s Friday and Saturday. Again, the potential for morning sleet and snow Thursday morning, and then we start to clear out and warm back up to some nice temperatures by the weekend. Upper 60s there Saturday and Sunday. And we'll be right back.